We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I don't know how to play. You say we need a change, I feel that you need it. It's just so right. We're losing track of time, buying things online, not like we need them. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me, I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Nodding for your love that keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high, keeps me high.
seems you made it to my lair. My humble abode of sorts, you could say. My cavalcade of wisdom. Sorry, I was drinking water. Hello. Welcome to stream. We are gonna be playing some DDLC. We're gonna finish it up this time. We're gonna finish it up. We're gonna finish up the DLC scenes, and then we'll be good to move on past Doki Doki Literature Club. And then whatever happens in the future, excuse me, whatever happens in the future is what happens in the future. So, let's get going, shall we? Enough of this music. Boom. Boom, and then Doki Doki. There it is. Let's play. Oh!
Hello there.
Lotus! Hi! How's it going, Lotus? You doing good? Here, I need to go up here. Hi, Lotus! Thank you for the hello there. Welcome to game. Hi, Patrick. Hi. How's it going? Thanks for stopping on by. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. How are you doing? You doing all right? You doing well? Are people being nice to you? People better be being nice to you, because if not, I'm gonna have a problem. Have a problem with that. But how are you doing? All right, let's start the side stories. We need to get into respect, balance. We then need to get into reflection, I believe. Reflection. Let's get into reflection. Start this side story? Yes. Let's do this. Am I bothering you? No. It's okay, Yappy. You're okay. You're good. I didn't do anything. Okay. I'm good, Patrick. How are you? I actually just finished recording my new demo reel. Oh, that's awesome! Heck yeah! Can't wait to hear it, Lotus. I can't wait. I'm doing pretty good myself. You know, I just got done with exams for today, so I'm very nice. It's very nice to be able to just stop with school and focus on things that I like streaming, recording, VO and other things like making videos and things like that. So it allows me to focus on that, you know, and I think that's good. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more than ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's not so bad to social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. I saw you've been in a couple of projects. Let's go, Patrick. Thank you, Lotus. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm excited for you. You're talented. You're a talented little bean, and you'll get places. I'm very excited for you, because I bet there are things beyond the corner, beyond the other side of the hill, waiting for you. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lopping into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They've become really good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems practically good at making that happen, but the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though it might have been partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club memories. No America, no Actra, no America, no Actra, no Actra, awa, no Actra, awa. It's okay, Lotus, you'll get there. It's okay. Since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness of engagement. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning class. Do you always read fantasy? No, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but it's only because I'm in the middle of this series. There are still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suit you well, since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll definitely read I read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri, you know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot, so it kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. Oh, hello, Nightbot. Everyone say thank you, Nightbot. Say thank you, Nightbot. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame. Like Natsuki. Ouch. Sorry, I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm not like that for things in my past, too. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in Monica. Monica? I did that last Doki Doki stream too. Oh, I swear I'm an actor. I swear I'm a voice actor. I know how to read. I swear I know how to read. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that you'll likely glow out of it too. Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get more into them? I don't know. I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like, really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Hey, kinda like Yuri. Monica! Sorry. That's completely wrong, so... It's still cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times. You know it. Oh, what the heck? That book is even bigger than the last one you were reading. It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of these mangas that's like 50 volumes long so I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books have only few words per page. I know, I was just joking. I could never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. Sayuri, are those on the floor? Sayuri's eating them? Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there, even if you can't see them. Fine, stupid, fucking kill you. Sayuri trots out the door and Natsuki follows. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her, but I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right, but this won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. especially in a literature club, so I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. That then. Either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. You know, Yuri, as much as, I respect Yuri and I like Yuri, she's also has a little bit of a bias and she's kind of doing the same thing to Natsuki. So, there needs to be a little bit more respect for that. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we get to share things that we're really passionate about, but it also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought about it would be a good topic for the Literature Club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. The cool thing about language is it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayuri, what's your favorite food? I have them organized by category. I should start with the snacks. Or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh, jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy, cherries. Really? I just thought cherries tasted nasty. What? Cherries are delicious! Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand how someone could think that cherries are nasty. How does that make you feel? I don't know. Sad? Defensive, maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction was because I don't like cherries, is because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries are nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective? You just said it was only your own opinion. It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like, Sayori, let me rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So what if I said instead, I've tried cherries, and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries are a kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. It's not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just... Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you'd like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to pull all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped! I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about Cherry Sundae? You're welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalty. Buying your people's royalty. How deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought the other week. I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So now they have the gist of it, how about we try it with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start?
Well, I'd rather not, no.
Aw, how come?
Well, because I don't see anything productive can come from that. It's just gonna start a fight.
No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind.
Respectable?
Yuri's expression changes at that word. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise is exactly like,
it's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more in-depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level.
oh, well then, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear that enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga.
I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger.
What? Are you serious? How come you never told me?
Because I'm past that point of my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now.
Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then you aren't implying that someone is immature for being into it? Man, this is awkward. Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you.
Natsuki.
Nobody's immature. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy. I love them both in their own way. Oh, okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring.
Boring isn't subjective.
Okay, it bores me. That's subjective.
But
I mean, the thing about...
this is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just gonna make people upset.
I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care about what other people think. I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions weren't confirmed.
That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business.
What? Have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all my interests immature.
You can't...
Please stop. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now? Let's just be friends.
Aw, she's getting blushy. They're embarrassed. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay?
Yuri's piercing words send the club room into a choked silence that she gathers her things.
She leaves.
Holy crap. I never heard her sound like that before. She must have been so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so... I'm just saying. How did this happen?
It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am with dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do.
It's nobody's fault. It wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Honestly, it kind of brought it up upon... She kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care that if you're not into manga. But if you actually look down on other people for it...
That's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things. It's about just recognizing and understanding our differences.
Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just, like, the way we talk to each other, right?
I mean...
Yuri isn't liking that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure we'll be reflecting on this and actually think everyone should.
It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow, I'm just, saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself to cause more problems.
This isn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. Because I can just move on now. But It's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off of this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga, without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. Just talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but at least I know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri are always engaged with each other at the least out of everyone, and this is the reason. As Seiyuu and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Huh. Oh, really? That was the end of that? Huh. Reflection Part 2. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna quickly get some water. I'll be right back. Get water real quick. I'll be back, I swear.
Days passes by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too.
I'm back. Woo! Going back to streaming already. Self-reflection, Part 2. Yes, begin this side story. Let's get through this. A new day arrives. Sayori arrives in the clubroom earlier than usual. That is, not late. As she enters, she appears to be empty still. She sits down at the desk and pulls out a sheet of paper primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayori has a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away. Yo! Yeah! Natsuki! Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I tell you want me listening in on your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? Oh no, I wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club room by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while, but as soon as you and your thoughts again, it comes back. Ugh. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a little easier to pretend like it never happened if you just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered like this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty. And I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. Doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that'll help us understand where your bad feelings are coming. Coming? Come? Before we had that conversation yesterday, what part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it, though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me, just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me, or manga, or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly! Do you give Yuri's books a chance? After this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well, I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Suri shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun and easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot more to interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So, I love them both. And I think that there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like, first it was with Monica, when I was new to the club, and then it was with you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is being such a jerk, and if they just realized that, they could at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everyone's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Siri puts a confident hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, And sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. Other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. Something that Yuri struggles with a lot, too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of, reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends, and I guess my dad. I don't get good grades, or even stupid things, like if my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do, cry about it? If I let myself get upset, it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like something goes wrong, and then it's a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and I find ways to blame everything else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No. Our thoughts and our feelings are two different ways. Even if we don't feel like our feelings, we should understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. That she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase and I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You are not your feelings. But you are not your feelings. Say that to yourself, out loud. Fine. I am not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. Called depression. Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings. Damn. That shit got me in the feels. Holy shit. I want to be a good person like you. Aw, you little sweetheart. Come here for a noogie. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Natsuki remains silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Yuri's kind reassurance, it's a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it was as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming invulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be banished and left alone any longer. Aww. Baby. Ooh! Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not gonna yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair of me to put everyone in the spot like that. Next time I won't just jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me! Water. That was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without me saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns, and I can't get away from them. What kind of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me, especially Natsuki. Oh, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monica thinks back to the time she found herself in an altercation with Natsuki, and how a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She just... Well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. Oh. But that means the burden is on me. I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they just had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said that she found it more respectable when people speak their mind. So I did, and then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, What do you think of Natsuki?
I don't think about her.
That's not what I meant, really.
I
was just wondering if you had an opinion of her.
I do.
What is it?
Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential.
No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong.
Well, they're not right.
That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or you can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. Oh, my mouse is here, I just realized that. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork.
Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature, and so good with people. I just feel like such a child in comparison.
Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect. But these are learned skills. They didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to, reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts.
I just want to be a good person.
Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far.
If that's not good enough, I want to be able to communicate it to her.
Communicate what?
How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it feels like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. And what that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just as a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of getting in the way. I can't stand it when the peace is disturbed like this.
Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the peace is disturbed, right?
Because the literature club should be happy for everyone.
Aw, this is a sweet moment. Monica looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me, because I really want to hug you now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so...
Monica pulls Yuri in for a shirt. You're so gentle, and I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too.
I'm going to write her a letter.
Oh, a letter? What a great idea!
Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things, and I say things I don't mean.
Well, I think the letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face
hardens with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're the opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she put so much effort into understanding me, so that we could get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way.
Natsuki?
Yuri nods. I always thought if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That there's a type of person or magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that. I'm so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people.
Yuri shakes her head. Like this. Like this. Yes. Nodding. This is how you humans nod, yes? Yuri shakes her head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person, when you offer time and effort to understand them, and respect them, and trust that they also want to be a good person. That's... Oh, I just realized I'm still on here. I am sorry. That was my bad. That's what I learned through my observations in the literature club. Observations? Monica is caught by surprise. Yuri has kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talk about the club like this. Oh no, don't fall. Don't fall. No, don't fall, Yappy.
Why can't 7-Eleven take card?
Because cash. And money!
I will eat ice cream sandwich.
Suffer.
I will.
But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You can always listen to me. Let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy because I learn a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri's always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of people. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. It's true, Sayori and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work through situations of conflict, but that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and the capacity to improve. The first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. Hell yeah. Oh, we're back! A very shy girl with long pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime halls, her fist pressed on her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glances at the door, making the girl panic and dusk out of sight. First, she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave the classroom door gently open. Yuri! What a surprise to see you during lunch! Yuri squeaks a response. Please help me. What, is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. Thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? You can find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's only fine. I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monica trots back to classroom saying something like, I gotta go, to her friends, then grabs a pen over her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Oh gosh, sorry. I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today. Just tired, and I've seemed to get enough sleep during the week. How come? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Me too. I do that too. Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches Monica pulls two chairs at the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stays down at the empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. You can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. Oh, this is so cute! Oh, that's cute. Oh my god. Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat. Yeah. Now you don't have to worry about bumping your arm. Monica playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Oh, that's okay. How about some things that you said to me yesterday? But, never mind. Guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension evident. Then she writes the word reflection. This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monica. That's me? Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks. I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. The same goes for Natsuki, too. We started off by pretty hostile with each other because I was worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, I was able to do the same. I want to do that too. So, what kind of things do you want to do for her? I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about, and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously, and I like when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Okay. Yuri writes some things down. I think the most important thing is to remember here that Natsuki... The thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so you need to make sure that the letter puts her first. So it's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think first you should make sure that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them and admit the things you feel you could do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, 1 for each of those points. I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized. I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. Gay. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. As she lets go, she's caught by surprise that Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monica's hand in place. Aww. For a while, they sit like that inside, save the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. You okay?
Lesbians.
They are lesbians! Lesbians! Yesterday, you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up by past experiences and their insecurities. I think it helps me see other people as actual people, rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Is that how you felt about Natsuki? Oh. Wiener Meester, thank you for the follow, and Caden Alex VO, thank you for the raid. There it is. Hey, how's it going, Cade? How's it going? Hey, big raid. That's right, big raid. Thank you for coming on out. Yo, DLC, fellow person, I'd be doing good. Oh my god, I love the raid audio. No problem. Hi guys, my name is Patrick. Here, wait, give me a second. So, give me a second. Just finished my stream, so I figured best to give you a raid. Thanks, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Here, let me quickly just do a shout out. Thank you, Cade, so much for the raid. Everyone check out Cade. They are a wonderful streamer, variety streamer, gamer, and also another voice actor. So go check them out. Hi guys, my name is Patrick. I'm a voice actor, audio engineer, actor, variety streamer, that sort of thing. Singer, musician, that sort of thing. Thank you so much for the raid. Right now we're playing DDLC, the DLC scenes. Raid! Yeah, no, thank you for the follow. Veritas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Raid, baby! These Tide Pods are making me hungry. Why do you think I put them there? Why do I think I put them there? Because I knew someone would be like, delicious Tide Pods. But anyway, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the raid, Kate. I appreciate it. But anyway, we're just reading through it. We're just going through it. I gave, like, right now we're doing Monica and Yuri's thing. Pie on the windowsill vibe. Pie on the windowsill vibe. Lemol. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. You guys are free. Feel free to follow me on my socials and whatnot. Thank you guys so much. Welcome. As someone who's done all the side stories in DDLC Second Saver Doubt, you are in for a treat. I know, it's so good and it's so cute. They're gay. They are lesbians. They are lesbians. You don't want to know what type of stink lines those pods are giving off. They're, Tide Pods. Anyway, thank you so much for the raid yet again. Going on. We love the LGBT. We love the LGBT. Yo, let's fucking go. Yuri nods. Who is best girl? I gotta go with my girl, Sayori. I like Sayori, but Natsuki is for me, just because I like cute things. I like Natsuki because she's cute. She's also very honest, and I respect that in people. And, yeah. Good. And they're all legal, by the way. Do with that information as you'd like. Anyway, Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy. Monica peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help you, you know? It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I actually prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughed softly to herself. A rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. But listen, you got. Moving on. Listening to you so much has helped me make sense of some things. So, just don't call it damage, please. Monica gives Yuri a gentle smile. And then they kiss! I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No. I love it. Please never change. As you wish. They are cute. Gotta go. Take it easy. Enjoy the stream. Thanks, Veritas. You have yourself a wonderful night. Thank you for the follow, and you have yourself a wonderful night. I'm sorry I dabbed. It's a long night. All right, it's gonna be a long night. Yuri glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course. I promise. Thank you. Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monica nods. Good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri returns a nod, and the two depart. And that's the end of that one. Hell frick you. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that is so freaking cute, though. And wow, we unlocked everything. Almost everything, at least. I don't know. Quite are Monica's other poems. Oh, yeah, this is cute. I love this. Love this. Stairwell. Cute. Secrets. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. Aww. Sketchers say Yori. That's cute. All of this is so cute. I love cute things. Call me gay if you would like. I love cute things. What are you gonna do about it, eh? What are you gonna do? Kill me? Yeah. Didn't think so. Idiot. Anyway, self-love. Part 1. Let's do it. It's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend club meeting the next day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by of students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she could find to spend her lunch. Because the staircase is under maintenance, no students would ever have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. Uh-oh! 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 What are you doing here? Yuri grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with her few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. So quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea. Instead of leaving it right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap off her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. And the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. That's sweet. Sweet's wonderful. Lunchtime ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki's the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today? To the club? Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to. Eventually. There's no rush. I promise. Thanks. Oh, that's sweet. That is very sweet. I like that, actually. It's the next day. Natsuki appears to be around the corner, steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today she's to be holding some kind of book as well. Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read this, because there aren't any people around here. Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here? Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially, since they all just assume I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them, exactly. But I just don't want it to come up now after I waited so long for the new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Unless online friends count. And Sayori, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into or at least just look like books. You don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading.
That would be so awful. Especially since I already hate attention so much.
Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with.
Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somehow embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face.
Whatever, we were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote,
thank God I used a pseudonym.
But I liked it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence, I do not know how to... I don't know how to speak, Yappy. Yappy's making fun of me how to speak, guys. Yappy's making fun. Someone clip that. Yappy's making fun of how I speak. Someone clip that. Clip that now. Yappy's making fun of me. No, I'm gonna clip that myself. 30-second clip created. There we go. Alright, there we go. Let's go. So, I don't think I would change anything.
I wonder if a few years from now we'll think the same thing about our current selves.
Probably.
That doesn't make you uncomfortable?
No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me. Especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcibly slaps her own cheek. That's from me in the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow, I didn't mean to do it that hard. Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm, doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. She turns red and stares into her lap and is unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you.
I don't. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I just keep going all about this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. The conversation ends quickly, and Natsuki opens her book. They're slowly getting to know each other. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. The whole time, Yuri feels distracted by the twist of regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. This is cute. I love it.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm here to lay low again. Another day has passed. Later in lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that? Natsuki notices a bottle of iced tea on the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. What? Like for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today, so what if I didn't show up?
Well, I would have drank it myself, I guess. But it was a stupid thing to do.
No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought... Never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And it's a really nice gesture.
It's okay if you don't feel that way.
I do! It was the other things that I didn't mean. I swear. Please believe me.
Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too. So I believe you.
Natsuki exhales to herself. Then she sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time.
Please, don't feel obligated.
I want to. I want to do nice things too.
Okay. Thank you.
You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice.
I'll do it then too.
Natsuki sighs. Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately.
Is that why you've been coming here?
Well, no, not exactly. Haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. They're just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when they're all having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I'm, feeling serious, then their attitudes just really get on my nerves. It's only gotten worse since I joined the literature club.
How come?
I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it, because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being oversensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not going to demand for everyone around me to change.
But
Yeah, I know. Monica and Sayori didn't really agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. But not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. That was Banana Dog.
Banana Dog has been there for a bit.
Oh, for a bit? Banana Dog's always been down there?
He's just vibing down.
Yeah. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it.
it's okay. I like listening.
What? Listening to other people's problems?
Yes.
That's weird. Sorry.
I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird?
No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood. So, I don't know. Does that mean I should just keep going?
If you'd like.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now.
What are some things that you like about your friends?
A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school and on weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes.
Oh, I'm bad at a lot of those things.
So?
Are all those things that are important to you?
Well, kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everybody in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too.
Well, Sayori really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot.
That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends.
Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings.
Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up.
No, wait! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave.
Natsuki sighs and shakes her head. It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that.
I'm sorry.
Natsuki sits back down. You can't just compare friends like that and, measure who's better than who. Everybody's different.
I'm sorry. I just don't like people who want to hurt you.
A moment of silence stretches out between them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun.
I don't like that.
Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not.
You like it?
Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts, like how Monica can. She's good at these things.
Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayori never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong, and they're all like, "Aw, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" I just want to mind my own business sometimes, and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think.
Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything.
I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would be a good listener.
Thank you. You're also nice.
It's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind. But I feel like it only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much?
Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into them so easily. It's so immersive. I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I never felt with real people. So, in that way, I can sometimes feel more real than real life.
That was my yawn yell. Feel free to clip that. Really? Is it that hard for you to be around people? Like, all the time?
Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all of that, I don't know what to do, and I just disengage.
Oh. That doesn't get lonely?
I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one. I have online friends too, of course.
Do you ever wish you could be friends with the characters in your books?
All the time. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache.
Yeah. Me too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A lot. Like, more than anything. After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence. One full of understanding. Huh.
Was that one? Oh, male? Ethics? Paula Minor! Simply put, it's not a job to
Arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first ones to do this, to our knowledge. That's the government's job to figure out, long after we've made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to do this anyway, because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our VMs operate completely differently from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously than a machine that's programmed to print, "I feel sad." We're engineers, not philosophers. Huh. Self-love, part 2. Let's begin that. We're almost done with this, guys. We're almost done. Hey.
Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today.
Well, yeah. Lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, but it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like stealing them. Today she was holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friends, so I hang out with them for a while.
Is that so?
Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I haven't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share them with them. And she says how Natsuki opens the lid of her container.
You made cupcakes.
You know it? It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. He takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown, with dark green frosting, immaculately. I can read immaculately. Shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder.
How pretty. I just ate, so I may be able to finish it.
Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it. I just made them.
Ah, I just thought because green is Monica's favorite color, right?
Well, yeah, but that's not really. Yuri takes a small bite.
This is green tea flavored. I love green tea.
Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Don't laugh at me.
I'm not. I just felt happy.
Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like them, from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the times you treat yourself rather generously to Yatsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, your mouth is too full of cupcakes for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look.
How did you get into baking?
Oh, well, I don't know, it just kind of always appealed to me. well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got, like, super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like, baking is like art, but when you get good at it, it gets even more delicious, too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, maybe too practical for that. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my favorite part about it. It's something I can do to make a lot of people happy. Like, unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in the moment, you get to be, like, the bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued? Yeah, I guess that. So you were able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight when I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So, they're not going to stop? I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who has a problem with it. It's not worth it. That's not true. If you have a problem with something like everyone does, and like if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you should tell people. You should tell your friends. If they're your friends, they will respect your opinion, and you should, things like that. They should respect your opinion and value you. Especially since I have somewhere to go now that I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation resolved, and that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me, but it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I like them very much. Exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki! I'm such a bad person. Yay, Pat, what's up? Hey, how's it going, Goth? You doing good? I'm doing very well. Natsuki's crying the fuck out of her eyes. That was very weird to say. I'm gonna continue on. I'm doing well. How are you? Are things going? Things are going pretty good. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back. I just got from my concert and I'm so tired. Oh, I imagine. Yeah, I just got done with exams today for college, so I'm now doing just random shit. Chokes back her sobs. She struggles to speak through them. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. We're playing DDLC right now. But struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. It feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm so difficult. I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during your lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person. Like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, so your Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings.
pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself.
Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues, then hands them to Natsuki.
Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on those things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. There are things about you that people would like, so...
Like what?
Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh. You're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead. You care a lot about other people, and just a lot of things.
Oh. Well, now you make me feel really embarrassed.
Well, you're the one who asked. Don't you think I feel embarrassed?
Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs as it fades away. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time. Then I keep coming back for some reason.
Is that bad?
It's just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like... I don't know.
Feels like what?
Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stands and stares into the difference, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself.
What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you?
Happy for what?
Happy that your new club is making you happy.
Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical.
Like he says that, but with a little confidence in her voice.
I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy. I still feel that way, but spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval, that's probably what's making me feel so confused. Because I'm threatened out of things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt.
It must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel you're wrong just for being the person you are.
It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things.
Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head.
I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something scary.
To do what?
You know, to end it.
With them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option.
I wasn't, until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's being a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it. So much feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. Makes me feel sick to think about.
Natsuki sighs.
It's just really scary. It's terrifying.
What are you scared of?
I don't know. A lot of things. I like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them.
Physically?
Not physically, but...
Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki.
What?
If anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them.
Natsuki snorts in laughter.
Don't laugh at me!
Sorry, I like that. That's all.
Oh. Well, I meant it.
I know you did.
Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look.
I needed it.
As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri.
Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore.
Are you sure?
Natsuki nods.
Oh, this is like representation. The cupcakes are her feelings, and she's trusting her feelings with
Natsuki's trusting Natsuki
with Yuri.
I'm sure.
I will then. I'll enjoy them.
She looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds that into that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Oh, that's so sweet. Ah, you're here first today. Mm-hmm. And you brought reading material. Mm-hmm. Natsuki is sitting on her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. It's like such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. Makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there are some things that I wish could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think at least one thing that's got it's pretty unbearable, like halfway through and then ending really sucked. So, it sucks when something good has to end, and it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the nature of things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends, at the mall or downtown or whatever? I'm not a total shut-in, you know? Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people, like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Board game group? It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered and her mind racing over to what you might have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier, telling them. And then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, that's... I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do, Yuri can barely find any words to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help, I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? And she meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. She puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place, where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. That was a good breath. More like a yawn, though. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hand, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri's breaths in once more and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more on her weight onto Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulder. You're in a safe and comfortable physical place. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst part of it has passed, and Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. While Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, her breathing has mostly steadied. Then, she takes a final deep breath, and slowly puts herself on her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. They must be enormously stressful for you. Is that gonna keep happening?
It may or it may not. You can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Nobusuke motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her own book on the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover.
I don't think I could have gotten through that alone.
You're not alone.
Feeling shyly again, Yuri speaks into her own lap.
From now on, you don't have to do anything alone.
As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to openly share her thoughts, but something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. Because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. You can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself.
Oh, they babies.
Do you really mean that? Probably gonna regret saying that if you do.
How so?
Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. You're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want to drag you around to a lot of places.
I see.
But you already said it, so you can't take it back now.
Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then.
I know a good ice cream place.
Oh? That means you'll finally figure out what my favorite ice cream flavor is.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't remember? The first day you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea.
Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea.
Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually get chocolate and raspberry together.
Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy.
How is that fancy?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that.
Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry.
Hey, strawberry's my favorite.
What a coincidence.
I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach. But it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing?
Is there anything better I could be doing?
Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could.
Come to think of it.
You never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. And that's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems.
I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially.
Oh, well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I may have tracked you down first, with the help of Sayuri.
But you said...
I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it'll make things better in the long run. I think anyone will be proud of you for it.
Anyone? You mean, like you?
Yes, like me.
You know, I could get used to this.
As long as you don't tease me too much.
Fine. Just a little, then.
That's fine. I know how certain everything feels to you right now, but I really do think good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings.
Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. They babies. The two girls continue their conversation through the remainder of lunch. But a new feeling hangs in the air. A feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting, where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, having something unique they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself. Since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together. Aww. That's sweet. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Equals! Yo, there's a new part that just came out. We're gonna finish up equals. Yes. This side story. Okay, everyone. We're about to take a break from the usual activities today. I was thinking since people are starting to talk about the festival, it's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. I think it'll help us figure out what to do for the festival, you know? I'll say earlier I came up with a really good plan. Really? For the festival? Yeah, so the plan is this, okay? You and Yuri collect information ahead of time on which clubs and classes are doing food booths. So that you can take a map and plan the most efficient route so we can get the most before the lines get too long. Hey, that has nothing to do with the club. Well, you have to let me finish. Alright, fine, go ahead. Right, so basically we get all the food we can, then we come back here and we all eat together. That's all. Wow, I got tricked twice by the same joke. Boo, don't be a hater. It's not like you can come up with anything better. Like, even Yuri was thinking about it.
No, I wasn't. I would really prefer to do something literature-related. We can eat together anytime. The festival is a unique opportunity. Besides, it's been quite a while since we've seen any new interest in the club.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We really got a shot at showing people what the literature club is all about. I'll tell you what. We can do both, right? We'll take time for your food mission, and we still put together a public event. Oh my gosh, yes! I was just joking, but that was a really good idea. Well, I'm glad that's settled. I think the question is how come up with an event that demonstrates everything you can get out of the literature club. Well, that's kind of tough because everyone gets something different out of the club. Okay, how about this? Let's go around and you have to talk about what we've gotten out of the club so far. That could really help us figure out what kind of reputation we want to rebuild. Yeah!
That's too embarrassing.
Aw, but you'd have so much to talk about.
That's exactly why. And I'm sure Natsuki feels the same way.
Well, maybe, but I didn't plan on arguing against it or anything. I mean, it's the literature club. We can talk about that stuff together, right? The only way to get more comfortable with it is to suck it up and do it.
Oh, you're not wrong. I'm sorry for being resistant.
It's not good to say suck it up because it sounds like their feelings don't matter. Right, my bad. It's just a habit I need to break. Well, anyway, who's gonna start? I'll start. I was the first one to join, after all. Wouldn't that be me? No, I want to go first. Fine, you can start. I don't mind. Yay! So, gosh, it feels like so long, but I think I joined because I want to have fun sharing poems with people. It seems like it would be a safe way to express myself. You know, like, it's just a poem, then I can share it without feeling like I'm burdening everyone with my problems. And I thought it would be a really good way to get to know other people too. So, yeah, I was really surprised when I walked in and it was just Monica. And she was sleeping! Don't remind me of that. Oh gosh. Yeah, but it seemed like so much fun to help start a new club. Especially since writing people helped me so much. I want to see if it helped other people too. To end up me who was inspired.
I'm yawning a lot. I must be tired.
I need to go to sleep soon. Probably go to sleep soon. Who knows? It ended up me who was being inspired, because I remember feeling like Monica was just so sweet and mature, and I could trust her with anything. It made me feel a lot less alone, having someone who knew even the bad things about me. And about that point, I knew the literature club was going to be special for a lot of people. Yeah, I felt the same way. It really helped give the club a more cohesive vision. Yeah, and then Yuri joined. Oh, so this is basically like a wrap-up. It was kind of the opposite, where she wasn't ready to really get close to someone really quickly and never really thought about that sort of thing. I really feel like I gotten better at understanding people's different needs. And that makes me really happy because my friends are just the most important thing to me. Whatever new members we get, I'm going to help them in those ways too.
I don't know if we'd continue to come to the club if it weren't for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I know it wasn't too long ago, but it hurts to think about my behavior back then. It was really short-sighted. The only reason I came to find others were in fantasy. I suppose that was my idea of making friends with people. And I remember feeling comfortable because you and I have such different energy. I had a specific idea of the kind of person I could be friends with. So when Sayori tried to get hard to get to know me, I felt like I was just wasting her time. I think I was naive to assume that similar interests were the key component to friendship. Sayori and I were able to be friends because she was always thinking about the needs of other people. That's something I never knew how to do, or even thought to do. But I stayed in the club, thanks to that, and I started trying as hard as I could to understand people better.
You really went above and beyond when it came to that. I was super impressed.
Well, I always hated that I didn't know how to behave like a person who was easily liked by others, like the two of you can. And because of that, I spent so much time thinking about my own behavior and all the wrong things I said. But the whole time, I should have been thinking about other people instead, not myself. Once I started doing that, I was able to make friends with everyone else. And also, I discovered that sometimes I'm better at communicator when I take time to write rather than speak. It's so strange the ways that things turned out. It's so far different from anything I ever would have expected. But I'm happy. I suppose we don't always know what we really need.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute and I'm gonna throw up.
Okay, please don't do that, Sayori. Besides, I'm not cute.
Hey, isn't that my line?
Oh, well, for me, it's actually true, so...
But what are you saying?
Nothing. I finished my part, so somebody else take their turn.
My heart.
Sayori, take some deep breaths.
Okay, fine, I'll go. Yuri, I can't believe you were complaining about doing this and still went before me. What a show-off.
I was just following up on Sayori. It was the easiest way to get it over with.
Besides, you left out the most important thing you get out of this club.
I did?
Yeah, a regular supply of your favorite cupcakes. Oh no, I forgot that too! I'm a traitor to the cupcake queen. Either of you are forgiven. Looks like only Monica would be getting cupcakes next time. No! I can't eat that many cupcakes. Oh, true. Only Yuri can.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Well, anyway, I'm putting off talking. It's kind of hard to talk about this stuff. But I guess that comes down to this. I'm in a much better place mentally than I was when I first joined. And that's because everyone helped me realize that I had some really toxic friendships going on outside the club. It was honestly a really painful thing to go through. Having to cut them out. It still hurts to think about. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It's fine. I knew it was for the best, and I was right. I guess for me, it's all about feelings. I was only ever ridiculed for having feelings, so I thought, what I think was to do was to ignore them. Only it took me a really long time to realize that it's not really how things are supposed to work. I guess that's thanks to everyone who took me the time to respect my feelings, even when I was being like the biggest jerk. I'm really sorry for being such a jerk to everyone. I really was the worst. Natsuki's voice chokes a little. We love you, Natsuki. I just hate feeling that I was like that. Everyone did so much for me, and I could never do anything in return. That's not true. Natsuki, you've done a lot more than you think. This club really wouldn't have been the same without you. I mean that. Remember how judgmental I was when you first showed up? It was like I couldn't accept anything other than my own idea of what the literature club was supposed to be. Apparently that was more important to me than the opportunity to bring you some happiness. You really taught me that anything that makes someone happy is worthy of respect. You even inspired me to start playing piano. That's something that means a whole lot to me. There's no need to put yourself down. Okay. Natsuki wipes her eyes. You helped me a lot too. So much fun to have you around. You helped me become a better person. Having a problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you, and you always deserve that.
I agree. Seeing us have some of the same struggles made me a better person as well. I wouldn't want to change anything about our time here.
Man, they're really just giving the Natsuki lovers, like, pats on the back and, like, reassurances.
I don't think any of us would.
I'm sorry I got all dramatic again. That's all I wanted to say, so Monica can go now. There's no need to apologize. There's something I want to talk about anyway, because it made a big difference for me. I was such a strict perfectionist who never took enough time to believe in the best of others. But everyone kept proving me wrong. I made the mistake multiple times thinking that my way was the best for everyone, rather thinking that I was needed to solve other people's problems. But I think being a leader means you have to acknowledge that you're not perfect, and that the best thing you can do is help guide people, rather than do everything for them. We're all good people. We're all equals. I think that's the most important thing I've gotten out of the club, realizing that really means. Sayori, what are you doing? I just thought I would be writing some of these things down. Things about the club that are valuable to us. With a piece of chalk in her hand, Sayori writes the word trust on the chalkboard. This is because you showed me I could trust you with everything about me, not just my good side. Sayori takes a piece of chalk. Understanding. I owe a lot of gratitude for everyone who took the time to understand me, even though it was difficult for me to express myself. In that case, here's a piece of embrace the word respect. These are all the side story names. I thought I was a respectful person, but it took the club for me to realize that there's a lot more to it than I thought, and I'm a better person because of it. I have another one. Then he writes balance. Sometimes people want different things out of friendship, and they need time before they're ready to become close. It's so important to keep things balanced between you and the other person. That reminds me, he writes reflection. I've always been a reflective person, but what if it has nothing more than hating myself for all the things I thought I did wrong? Once I started reflecting on other people, and not just myself, a lot of things changed for me. So I think that's the most important one for me. That's great! We have a whole list of things now. Suddenly everyone turns to look at Natsuki. Well, everyone took all the chalk. Don't look at me like that, jeez. You could have just asked. Monica hands a piece of chalk to Natsuki, and then writes self-love. I don't know how far I've gotten with it yet, but it feels like things are at least on the right track. So there, that's my contribution. Together, everyone stares at the words on the board. Wasn't this club supposed to be about literature? It is! We do a lot of literature. Friendship and literature. Yeah, you're right. Friendship and literature. Natsuki and Yuri gently nod as well. Hey, let's all take a picture together. We don't have one yet, right? Hey, you're right! Make sure you send it to me after. Wait, can I brush my hair first or something? Oh, you're fine. You have the best hair out of all of us. Everyone get together. I can't fit you all in. Okay. Everyone ready? And click! I want to see this. Let me see this shit. They didn't show me! I'm really glad we talked about this stuff. You didn't show me! I'm about to fucking burst. That was... What the fuck? It's easy to figure how I've gone. We're with only 4 members. Yeah! I have so many happy thoughts right now. I'm getting really good inspiration for a poem. You know, I feel the same way. I kind of want to get some writing done. Me too. I think I would like that as well. Everyone's looking at me again. I'll do it too, but I might not feel like sharing it. That's okay. The 4 members of literature disperse and return to their desk, each equipping themselves with a pen. Natsuki and Yuri give each other a quick glance, then start writing immediately. Sayori stretches, then does the same. But Monica is left tapping her pen against the paper, unsure where to start. Just move your hand. Monica mouths to herself. Write their way into your heart. Her mind full of thoughts, memories, and inspiration, Monica navigates past her mental barriers and begins to write. It doesn't matter what, that's just it's something new. She's going into the ether! Oh, are we about to have like a... Okie dokie, Literature Club Plus, baby! Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Love you. Is this skippable? No, I'm not going to skip it anyway. Team Salvado. Aw, that's cute. Statchley did a good job with the art. Everyone involved did a great job. Content programming. DDLC. Dan Salvado. Dan. Oh, Nikki Kaler did the guest music? Oh, whoa. Boo doo 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 doo. Bum bum. Oh no, the baby! The baby! Da Vinci! The baby! Oh, this is cute. Oh my god, I'm gonna check my phone. I'm gonna look at my phone. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. There we go. That's cute. I'm really happy with like Natsuki and Yuri's story. Like in the original game, we did not get much on them. Thank you, dear play, for enjoying our visual novel, Made with Love by Team Salvador. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's adorable. A friendship in nurture. Yeah, that's everything. Pictures. Aw, everyone say cheese. Okay, now everyone make a funny face. Aw. No, she's too embarrassed to. That's cute. Yeah, that's everything. That's pretty much everything. Wait, was this? So celebrate Monica's birthday in 2019. Aw, that is cute. That's really good. Though this one is my favorite. It is my wallpaper now. This is my wallpaper. I have music. I have it all. That's the end of Doki Doki. For now, at least. Settings. Data collected 84%? I'm only 84% done with the game? Interesting. So it actually tells you how much of like this we've... And I imagine that there is more stuff to do. I imagine that there's more stuff to do, but I'm done with the game for now. But this was lots of fun. Lots of fun. I enjoyed it. So, I'm gonna quickly, I don't know what I'm gonna do now, but I think what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do. We're going to raid one of my good friends, another streamer named Kaya, who's a VTuber, who's also an wonderful artist, and just they are a clown VTuber who's a wonderful human being and does art, does a lot of other things. I would love it if things would load. So, in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for coming on by. Make sure to follow me at my socials, so then you have access to this sort of stuff. I hate it that it's buffering, but that's okay. Thank you all so much for coming on out. Thank you yet again, Cade, for the stream. Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you very much. But anyway, make sure to join the raid, alrighty? I'll see y'all later. See y'all tomorrow for Sonic Frontiers. I haven't played Sonic Frontiers, and I've barely seen anything about Sonic Frontiers, so I'm really excited. Anyway, see y'all later. Bye-bye. Make sure to join the raid. Join the raid. Join the raid. Alrighty. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye.
Sometimes I feel that my luck's running